Canada is making a big move in the electric vehicle market. This shift is not just a minor adjustment, but a significant pivot that could redefine the landscape of the industry. With the global push towards sustainability and reducing carbon footprints, Canada is positioning itself as a key player in the green revolution. They're shifting away from the United States and looking towards Europe. This strategic realignment is driven by a desire to diversify trade partnerships and reduce dependency on a single market. By forging stronger ties with European nations, Canada aims to tap into new opportunities and foster innovation in the EV sector. It's a bold strategy with big implications. The collaboration between Canadian and European companies could lead to advancements in technology, increased production capabilities, and a more robust supply chain. This move is expected to create jobs, boost the economy, and accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles. Former President Trump isn't happy. His administration had focused on strengthening economic ties with Canada, and this shift is seen as a setback. The tension between the two nations is palpable, with Trump expressing his discontent publicly. He sees it as a betrayal. The former president's reaction underscores the complexities of international trade and the delicate balance of alliances. This development has sparked debates and discussions on both sides of the border. But Canada is feeling the pressure. The decision to pivot towards Europe is not without its challenges. Canadian officials are navigating a complex web of diplomatic and economic considerations, striving to make choices that will benefit the nation in the long run. They're caught in the middle of a trade war between the US and the European Union. This geopolitical tension adds another layer of complexity to Canada's strategy. The nation must carefully balance its relationships with both major powers while pursuing its own interests. This shift isn't just about cars, it's about clean energy, it's about trade partnerships. The move towards Europe aligns with Canada's broader goals of promoting renewable energy and sustainable practices. By collaborating with European nations, Canada hopes to advance its clean energy initiatives and reduce its carbon footprint. And it's about Canada asserting its independence on the world stage. The stakes are high. This decision is a statement of Canada's intent to carve out its own path and play a significant role in the global arena. The world is watching as Canada takes these bold steps. The decisions made today will shape the future of the global EV market for years to come. The ripple effects of Canada's strategy will be felt across the industry, influencing trends, policies, and the direction of technological advancements. The journey ahead is filled with challenges and opportunities, and Canada's actions will be pivotal in shaping the future of electric vehicles. Canada has been making strides in EV adoption. In 2024, over 250,000 EVs were sold across the country. That's a big jump. Incentives played a crucial role. The government offered rebates to make EVs more affordable. It worked. Canadians were buying electric at a record pace. These incentives weren't just about being green, they were about building a domestic EV industry. Canada has the resources and the know-how. They want to be a player in this growing market. But the road to a greener future is paved with challenges, and Canada is about to hit a few bumps. The good times didn't last. By early 2025, the federal EV incentives ran out of money. They ended abruptly. Quebec, a province known for its EV adoption, also hit the brakes on its program. The impact was immediate. EV sales dipped in January 2025. The momentum was stalling. The sudden removal of incentives exposed a harsh reality. EVs are still more expensive than their gas-guzzling counterparts. Without government help, many Canadians are priced out of the EV market. The dream of an electric future is starting to feel out of reach. Canada's EV shift didn't happen in a vacuum. It's part of a larger trade dispute with the United States. Trump's tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum didn't sit well in Ottawa. Canada retaliated with tariffs of their own, including a 25% tariff on US-made EVs. This trade war has created a rift between the two North American neighbors. Trump sees Canada's pivot towards the EU as a betrayal. He feels betrayed by his northern neighbor. But Canada feels like it has no choice. They're caught in the crossfire. Section 5. Turning south to East Canada eyes EU for EV partnership. With relations strained with the United States, Canada is looking across the Atlantic for new opportunities. The political and economic landscape has shifted, prompting Canada to seek new alliances and partnerships. The European Union, with its robust economy and shared values, presents a promising avenue for collaboration. This move is not just about diversifying trade, but also about finding partners who are aligned in their vision for the future. The European Union is a natural partner. They share similar values. Both regions prioritize human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. This alignment in core principles makes the EU an attractive partner for Canada. Moreover, the EU's commitment to innovation and sustainable development resonates with Canada's own goals. They're both committed to fighting climate change. This shared commitment is evident in their policies and initiatives aimed at reducing carbon emissions and promoting renewable energy. By working together, Canada and the EU can amplify their efforts to combat global warming and transition to a greener economy. And they both see the economic potential of the electric vehicle market. The EV market is booming, with increasing demand for cleaner, more efficient transportation solutions. Canada, with its rich natural resources, and the EU, with its advanced technological capabilities, can create a powerful synergy in this sector. Canada and the EU already have a trade deal in place. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement (CETA) has laid the groundwork for a strong economic relationship. This agreement has already eliminated tariffs on many goods and services, making it easier for businesses on both sides to trade and invest. Now they're looking to deepen that partnership. By focusing on sectors like clean energy and electric vehicles, they aim to build a more resilient and sustainable economic relationship. This deepened partnership could lead to more joint ventures, research collaborations, and shared technological advancements. They're exploring ways to collaborate on clean energy, including EV production and battery technology. This collaboration could involve joint research projects, shared investments in new technologies, and coordinated efforts to develop and deploy clean energy solutions. By pooling their resources and expertise, Canada and the EU can accelerate the transition to a low-carbon economy. This is a chance for Canada to diversify its trade relationships and reduce its reliance on the United States. By strengthening ties with the EU, Canada can open up new markets for its goods and services, enhance its economic security, and position itself as a leader in the global transition to sustainable energy and transportation. Section 6. Clean Energy Alliance. Canada and EU join forces. In a historic move, Canada and the European Union have decided to join forces to tackle one of the most pressing issues of our time: climate change. This partnership is not just a symbolic gesture, but a concrete step towards a sustainable future. By leveraging their combined resources and expertise, both parties aim to make significant strides in the realm of clean energy. The Canada-EU partnership goes beyond trade. While trade agreements and economic cooperation are essential components, this alliance is fundamentally about creating a better world for future generations. The leaders from both sides have emphasized the importance of this collaboration in addressing global environmental challenges. They believe that by working together, they can set a new standard for international cooperation in the fight against climate change. It's about building a greener future. The focus is on developing and implementing green energy projects that can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. From solar panels to wind turbines, the aim is to harness renewable energy sources that are both efficient and sustainable. Environmental conservation efforts are also a key part of this initiative, ensuring that natural habitats are preserved and protected for future generations. Both sides are committed to reducing their carbon footprint. This means implementing policies and practices that minimize greenhouse gas emissions. Electric vehicle charging stations are being installed across both regions to encourage the use of electric cars, which are seen as a crucial element in reducing carbon emissions. Politicians and policymakers are actively discussing and formulating strategies to make this transition as smooth and effective as possible. They see the transition to electric vehicles as crucial in this fight. Electric vehicles are not just a trend but a necessity in the battle against climate change. By promoting the use of electric cars, both Canada and the EU aim to significantly cut down on the pollution caused by traditional gasoline and diesel vehicles. This transition is supported by extensive EV charging infrastructure, making it easier for people to make the switch. Together, they can share knowledge, technology, and resources to accelerate the adoption of clean energy solutions. This collaboration allows for the exchange of innovative ideas and cutting-edge technologies that can drive the clean energy sector forward. Engineers and researchers from both sides are working tirelessly on projects that could revolutionize the way we produce and consume energy. By pooling their resources, Canada and the EU can achieve breakthroughs that would be difficult to accomplish individually. This alliance has the potential to create jobs and boost economic growth on both sides of the Atlantic. It's a win-win situation. The green energy sector is not only beneficial for the environment but also for the economy. New jobs are being created in areas such as solar panel installation, wind turbine maintenance, and renewable energy research. This economic boost is expected to have a ripple effect, benefiting various other sectors and contributing to overall economic stability and growth. By working together, Canada and the EU can become global leaders in the fight against climate change and set an example for the rest of the world to follow. This partnership serves as a powerful example of what can be achieved when nations come together for a common cause. The hope is that other countries will be inspired to take similar actions, leading to a global movement towards a more sustainable and environmentally friendly future. The combined efforts of Canada and the EU could very well pave the way for a new era of international cooperation in addressing the urgent issue of climate change. Section 7. Shifting gears, the impact on the U.S. auto industry. Canada's decision to partner with the EU is a blow to the U.S. auto industry. American carmakers have long relied on Canada as a market for their vehicles, but the tariffs and the shifting political landscape are making it harder for them to compete. The U.S. risks falling behind in the global EV race if it doesn't adapt. The Biden administration is trying to mend fences with Canada and invest in domestic EV production. But it remains to be seen if these efforts will be enough to regain lost ground. Section 8, a new trade route, charting the course of Canada-EU cooperation. The Canada-EU partnership is still in its early stages. There are many details to be worked out, but the potential is there for a deep and mutually beneficial relationship. The two sides are already discussing ways to streamline regulations, harmonize standards, and facilitate investment in the EV sector. This new trade route could reshape the global EV market. It could lead to the development of new technologies and innovations, and it could shift the balance of power in the automotive industry away from the US and towards Europe and its allies. Section 9. The EV Revolution, a global race ignited. Canada's EV power move is a sign of the times. The world is moving towards electric mobility. Countries are vying for a piece of the pie, and traditional alliances are being tested. The US can no longer take its dominance in the automotive industry for granted. The EV revolution is here. It's a global race, and the winners will be those who can adapt to the changing landscape, embrace new technologies, and forge strong partnerships. Canada has made its move. The question now is, how will the rest of the world respond?